And we are live at day 5. Is it day 5?
Yes.
I feel like it's like day 9 or some day 10 of a test match where Australia have lost 1 wicket, but effectively they are no loss because that is the number 10 batsman that they've lost. Tail ender. Firstly, what happens with patience? One appeal, they're like, tail ender, let's see. Had it been a regular batsman, even the umpire wouldn't have given out. He would have thought 10 times, but he gave it out. And then poor guy went to head. Is there any chance? Maybe it was going down. Head said, no, don't want to waste
a review on you. Go back.
You go. They're better batsmen coming. So unfortunate for Kuhnemann. So they've effectively lost no wicket. Technically won. Before we get into the discussion, just to update you what the latest about Khawaja is that he's come to the ground, and if need be, he will come out to bat, is what we're getting to hear. So they will, if they think that no, maybe he may not come out next or even after that, but if they get into a bit of a soup, if the situation is a bit crucial, then they'll send Khawaja out to bat. So they've got their full batting, unlike India where they didn't have Shreyas Iyer. So before I throw open the questions, I will not ask the first question today. I will let one of our subscribers in Kuldeep Sharon ask the question, and he's asking the question to Siddharth. He's saying, are you still waiting for Australia collapse?
No.
Finally!
It's a draw.
Finally, the man has given up.
Because now...
So, from day 1, he said, no, something will happen. Day 2, he said, no, something will happen. Day 3, lunch, he said, no, something will happen. Day 3, tea, he said, something will happen. End of day 3, he said, something will happen. Day 4, lunch, he said, no, still not late, something will happen. Day 4, tea, he said, of course, something can happen. End of day 4 also, he said, no, don't worry.
Something will
Result is going to be coming. Finally, so let's write this down. That at 11:36 in the afternoon on the 13th of March,
I lost my chance to be God.
Siddharth has finally accepted that this will be a draw.
Yes, because Ashwin, Jadeja tried, they just couldn't do it. And
because there is nothing. That's what I've been screaming. It's not that they're bowling bad or what you were saying initially that India was bowling bad or this was happening, but eventually it's not going to be there. Rahul is joining us live from Ahmedabad. Unfortunately, Rahul, not too many folks there at the ground to give you company. I just saw an empty stand, but the first session there, as we were discussing, effectively Australia have not lost any wicket. That was of Kuhnemann. That too, poor guy was not out. But in terms of commentary, when I was listening to the commentary, I think there was a bit of manufactured excitement here in the commentator. They're like, oh, this can happen. Oh, this is but I think that's their job. But on the ground, how was that first session? Was it exciting? Was it, meandering along? How did you see that first session?
Exactly. I think that first hour set the tone. In fact, if India had to win this game, they needed early wickets in that session. Unfortunately, they didn't. Matthew Kuhnemann was unfortunate, but that's his fault. He could have taken that DRS at that time. But besides that, an odd ball would do something, or the batter would make it look like as if there's something on the wicket. If you see that delivery that Ashwin bowled to Manas Labuschagne, and he just almost got to his knees while trying to defend that delivery, and it spun and just went to. There's nothing much on this wicket. I think Akshar Patel last evening had bowler. It's a difficult task to get wickets here, and especially if the batsman gets set, then it becomes even more difficult. If you have to pick wickets, you have to get them out early. If you look at the Indian innings also, Nikhil, it was all about partnerships. The batters getting partnerships. I think 58 was the least that a pair, I think, combined, if I'm not wrong. That was all. 58 was the worst partnership for the Indians. Especially, I'm talking about the top and middle order. Towards the end, of course, it was easy. A few batsmen, Shami got run out, then a few wickets here and there. So that's one thing. I think 75 overs is what the minimum number of overs that you have to bowl. After that, I think the teams, the captains will shake hands, and that's it. Hopefully, New Zealand, I think the interest is also there in that Christchurch test where New Zealand have made a match out of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe we can actually win it.
Yeah, tell me, what would the Australian batsmen be thinking right now? I'm saying, let's say someone like a Labuschagne, someone like a Smith, or even Head, all of them thinking that, listen, we've come on a tour to India, hundreds in India are a rarity, let us just put our head down and get to those 3-figure marks. Or do you think it's too early right now? What's on their mind is, let's save the match, because, a miracle could happen, you lose sight of what you're supposed to do? Or do you think no, their already mind is, listen, this is a chance to get 100 in India, very rare for an Aussie batsman to do that?
I think the Australians first, they would have wanted to wipe that deficit off, and now they're just closing in on a lead. I think they're just 18 runs short of taking the lead in this test match. And thereafter, individual milestones, as you said, Manas Labuschagne, Travis Head, he's got a few 40s, but hasn't been able to score a 50. Maybe he would also want to get a 50 here in India, as you said, is a rarity to get a big score. Steve Smith, I doubt if he has time to get 100 in this test match anymore. So that's it. I think it's a draw now. We had the excitement going early in the morning, but looking at the crowd outside also, it's the security personnel more than the fans. It's a deserted place at the moment, and people here, I don't know what they're waiting for. They're not even entering the venue. They're just standing here. If you can have a look and doing virtually nothing at the gate. So, and this is the main entrance. This is the entrance towards the stadium. So you can see even the police personnel over here, they are actually standing and doing nothing, just waiting for the match to get over, and that's about it.
Okay, I'm just going to read a few comments so you get an idea. As you're saying, it's deserted there. I'm just taking a few comments that are coming on our chat by our subscribers. Meet Sony says, yesterday Virat, now Williamson has smashed his 27 test 100. Silly Point CSKN, he's saying, I asked my friend where did he lost his phone. He told me I lost it where Virat Kohli scored most of his 100. I couldn't understand. Later he told me he lost it on the road. That's a bad joke, Silly Point. I know what you're trying to say. That
Factually incorrect.
Factually incorrect also. He's got hundreds on very tough conditions also.
Yep.
This one is a road. I agree. This one is a road. How it is a road, I'll give you an idea. Stark apparently was in commentary that he was wearing his big spikes, and even those big spikes were finding it tough to penetrate the pitch. That's how hard the pitch is. It's almost like cement. So this one is definitely a road, but then credit to him, because you expect everyone should have got 100. There were only 200s in India's innings, and so on and so forth. But I want to know, Rahul, let's assume that the test match finishes like this, 75th over, both captains shake hand because Australia best lost 2-3 wickets, whatever, something like that. Will there be a discussion about this pitch as well, or is there already a discussion in the media box amongst press guys, amongst commentators? Because I heard Sunil Gavaskar, Harsha Bhogle, a few of them in commentary really be critical of this surface too.
Well, these are two extremes. What you saw in Indore was one end of it, and what we've seen here in Ahmedabad is the other extreme, or the other end of that extreme. So these are two extremely contrasting wickets. Here, I think Steve Smith had almost made it very clear even before the match began on the eve of the test match that he was surprised to see this kind of a wicket, and he thought that it's surprising that you find these kind of wickets in India anymore. Maybe the kind of wicket that we've got here has something to do with the wicket and the ICC rating for the indoor pitch. I think that is primarily the reason. But I wouldn't take either of the two wickets, to be very honest.
Okay, we're just going to take one comment. Just go upar thoda sa, Shivam. Sonak Ghosh says the pitch in Ahmedabad should also get demerit points. This is also killing Test cricket. 21 wickets on 4-day and 1 session. Akash Bhardwaj says, sir, no country changes the nature of their pitches in England, Australia, New Zealand. Then why are we changing at different times? So valid points. We'll discuss that. But Rahul, thank you so much for joining us. He'll now head to our sister channel in AajTak. But
sister or brother?
I hope.
Why do you call it sister concern?
Sister concern. I hope you've got copious amount of coffee in the press box to keep you awake for the next session, because after a good lunch and the kind of cricket that is happening, you will need a lot of tea or coffee to keep you.
I'll tell you, in the press box, I doubt if a lot of players or the people out there in the press box, if they are so engaged and engrossed in this test match, but everybody is hooked on to the test match in Christchurch, because that is what everybody is following on their mobile phones, on their laptops, and I think New Zealand is closing in on a victory. Well, I think they need 6 and over or 6.5 and over from now.
Yeah, in fact, not just in the press box, we too are glued to that. We've got it open. They need 27 runs now, 27 runs to win. And they're batting. I mean, this will be a great victory.
Photo finish of a film.
Yeah,
a draw here for India and a draw and a win for India in Christchurch.
Yes.
Irrespective of it's a day that India will not lose.
Yeah. I know that Rahul, finally, I know that there's still 2 sessions. I mean, crazy things can happen. But Meet Soni has a question. Maybe all of us can answer. Maybe we'll start with you. Who's your man of the match and man of the series? Or let's talk man of the series. Man of the series.
Maybe an Usman Khawaja.
Oh, that's an interesting. For me, it's Akshar Patel.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
Akshar Patel, because now, assuming this match is a draw and 2-1, the biggest difference was that Delhi Test match, which Australia could have won, but for that knock by Akshar Patel. True. If that knock hadn't happened, this could have been 2-1 the other way around. So I think that one knock completely changed.
Quite possible, because see, both of them have 3 good knocks. Akshar Patel and Usman Khawaja. I think they have been the most consistent batters from either side. True. If you look at India or Australia, maybe Akshar Patel finishes on the winning side in terms of the series. So yeah, it can be, but Usman Khawaja has a 180 run knock. So maybe in Usman Khawaja, because Ashwin, I think, will end up as the leading wicket taker.
Yep.
He will.
Yeah.
Because
Lion needs 4 more again.
So 6 wickets we got in this test match, a drawn test match. Maybe, I can go with you also. 2 wickets for Akshar Patel and those valuable runs that he got for India.
Chalo.
Man of the match, I think Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli. That's an easy one.
Chalo, see you. Take care. Enjoy tea, coffee, enjoy the New Zealand game. Just to let you know what is the status of the New Zealand game, Siddharth, and just we will continue with our lunchtime live.
Yes.
But just about when the match is going to get over, we will take a 1-minute break and be back for another live about the New Zealand game.
So 20 runs needed of 18 balls. That is the situation that New Zealand need. Michael Bracewell hit a boundary down the ground. Williamson 107 not out.
No.
So just about another 20 minutes of play.
Okay, we have 10 minutes of this. We can take a few questions. Any thought about the first session?
Like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Finally,
My
he's finally come over to the other side.
Yeah.
Like I was watching yesterday, and Kohli, I'm like, chalo, theek hai, set batsman. Akshar is coming and making it look like, and okay, he's been batting really well. That point you're like, yeah, this pitch has nothing. Nothing is gonna happen here.
Yeah.
It's a batter's paradise. If you're a batsman, look to pad your stats retired, and that's that.
I, in fact, thought that the commentators I mentioned earlier were trying too hard to manufacture that excitement. Oh,
Something
oh,
could
this is
happen.
that. And then say, oh, the short leg should have been there, would have caught. I understand, like some of those technical points were fine, that attack you've got. But in any test match, even when India were batting, there are a bit of oohs and ahs, and there will be an edge which will fall where there is no fielder, but it's not possible to have fielders everywhere,
Exactly.
you know. So I think that in our eagerness, and maybe we were all hoping for a India victory and a turnaround, in our eagerness, everything we're hoping will be a chance and something will happen. But as it turns out in cricket, more often than not, no batsman has a flawless innings. Each gets a few nicks here and there. But if every chance was taken, then most innings would fold up for 50-60 runs on most occasions. Every game, with every edge, every time a ball scoop was caught, and everything, you know, every time the umpire got the decision right, the DRS was taken in time, everything, if it happened flawlessly, most games would finish very early. It does not happen like that in cricket, and batsmen ride their luck, as is the case across innings. So in that sense, yes, it's I mean, I don't know, this is what I had expected from day one. The road doesn't help.
Yeah.
So maybe at the end of the day we'll have
A road plus a feather bed. Half part of it is a feather bed, the other is a road.
Yeah.
So
It's a good batting track with low bounce.
yeah, that's why a feather bed.
If I was a Manas Labuschagne, I mean, I'm the number one test batsman in the world. I haven't had a great time here. I was like, this is my chance. Match ain't going to go anywhere. Let me get 100. So 2 sessions for him to bat, and usually once you're up 60-70, then the remaining runs really come fast. So so he has enough time. In fact, maybe not enough time for a Smith, but I think he's the next man in.
Yeah.
So they were to lose early wicket. I mean, maybe not, but still, at least for him to get a good score, they'll all be thinking.
Yeah, Head also would be wanting to ensure I correct my stats in Asia, because he's had a woeful run in Asia, just about 22. So,
Acha, a miracle. If a miracle does happen, what would India have to do? Can it happen?
you have to take at least 5 to 6 wickets in this session.
No, you need to bundle them out in this session.
In this session, yeah.
No,
5-6 wickets won't help.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You bundle
Because
them
you
out.
will, by that time, assuming you get 5-6, they would have got some sort of a lead. You have to cover that up and take the remaining.
Yeah, I'm saying you have to bundle them out here, bat for the final session, and then play
9
batsman.
wickets.
That collapse of 8 for 28. Something on those
But then
lines.
8 for 28 was happening on pitches that was actually doing something. This is doing nothing.
This is doing nothing.
Yeah.
The earth is...
If a Khawaja and the way he's been batting in this series,
Yep.
if he's fit enough to bat, I'm saying, okay, it'll be like impossible to dislodge him on this pitch.
6 down, New Zealand.
But 4 wickets.
Yeah, 4 wickets left.
I think
But
it's
yeah, a doubt on Wagner and Henry,
How
but
many runs do they need now?
18 runs needed.
Oh, that's their game.
And 15 balls.
Acha, chalo, we'll take any questions, please. Shivam, we'll take 1 or 2 and then take a break and come back in 5 minutes exactly to see that exciting finish. Somebody says, silly points that Ashwin should be man of the match because he took 6 wickets on a flat track like this. I agree with you. I agree that, but you know what? Had that resulted in a win for India, you could. I know it's a great achievement there, but I tell you what Virat's innings actually did is take out the Australia win scenario.
Yeah.
Had he not batted for that long and got that run, there would have been on the final day also a scenario where Australia win could have been there. I think he did that, and once you get 186 odd, it's very seldom you ignore that batsman not to get the man of the match.
A Dravid of all people would be wary of it.
Exactly.
Question from Roy SP.
Roy SP.
It says purpose of such pitches, no crowds, no entertainment, no online watching. The hype of India Australia 2 died unless they wanted the batsman to score.
See, the hype of India-Australia died after Indore. You got 2.5 days on each of the 3 pitches that you played in. Here you've gone to the other extreme. It's like 2014. That 2014-15 series is considered a very dull series in Australia. Batting galore, runs, bowlers had to really struggle. In Adelaide, somehow the bowlers got 20 wickets. The Aussies, the Indians were not that successful. Brisbane also, that was only true deck. But Melbourne and Sydney were absolute roads. Here, this is a road, but the other 3 were all
What's
dust
the
bowls.
other end of the spectrum? Nagpur is the only pitch I was okay with.
Yeah, that is it. Nagpur was the only good pitch in this entire series. Apart from that, Delhi also the same typical Turgid Delhi wicket. Indore was the worst. This has gone to the other extreme. So the focus in this Border Gavaskar Trophy, even before it started, and it will end in that way, is pitches. That's it. The hype died after those 3 consecutive 2.5 day finishes. Mirage rules from Canada is like saying Australia will give target of 140 for India in 20 overs.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
See, why would they want to even give India a slight opportunity?
Exactly.
Because there's no way that is going to happen, because there's no way that you can get wickets. You would only do that when you think you can get 10 wickets here. Can you get 10 wickets here?
No.
Not even India can get 9 wickets right now. It will take something absolutely spectacular.
I think Australia are not going to do any sort of that. I think they'll bat till the 75th over of the day. Which are how many overs remaining for that? I'll just tell you. It's not that tough, because remember they batted 6 yesterday.
overs, yeah.
So now I'll tell you how many have they batted. Australia second innings is 36 overs, so 30 they've done.
So we have 60 more overs in essence.
No, so 60, but 75 is needed, na? So just subtract that, so that will be 45.
Yes.
45 more overs.
45 more overs.
So after 45 more overs, both captains can just shake hands and say that it's heading for a draw, so we don't need.
Yep.
45 overs would mean you still have to come back after tea.
After tea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one more session thereafter.
Yeah. Oh, good luck watching that session after tea.
15 runs needed with just 12 balls.
I was watching the session after this lunch, so I don't see anything happening.
Acha, finally, a lot of you have commented about RRR getting the Oscar for Natu. Yes, they were the favourites to win it.
Yep.
And
But India got 2 Oscars, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, the other one went to Elephant Whisperer. That is a documentary. That one, not the best documentary, but the best short documentary. So there's another category. I have seen that. Have you guys seen it?
No.
I have seen it. Beautiful documentary about this couple which actually raise abandoned baby elephants in a forest. So supposing let's say some have gotten lost from their family. Or some, there was one case of baby elephant got caught in the forest fires alone, so they had to nurse him back and then away from his family. And then but the sad bit of that documentary is once they become slightly bigger or more mature, you have to let those elephants go back into the wild. So
yes,
that was very interesting. So King D wants us to pronounce the name, Manas's name. Labu Skakne. That is Skakne.
Epiglottis.
The correct pronunciation, the South African Afrikaans pronunciation.
Yeah, Afrikaans.
Acha, what did Virat say on the stump mic, Mitsoni?
Allegedly, because again, I can't verify that, but apparently he told the umpire that if that was me, I would have been given.
But those are mind games. He would have told like on a certain thing, he tells the umpire because to create doubt in the umpire's mind.
Yep.
And you keep telling again and again, sometime it plays on the umpire's mind and he ends up getting. You know who is a master at that? Shane Warne.
Shane Warne, yeah.
Warne, he knew how to really psych the umpires up.
Yep. Saudi is out.
Saudi is out?
Yeah.
Yep.
How many wickets down they are now?
They are now 7 down.
Essentially 9 down, depending. Oh, now it's interesting. Now it gets very, very interesting.
Yep. So you'll have Tickner, Henry, I think they will come out now.
They'll have to.
They'll have to come out now. But man, Asita Fernando, take a wow. What a.
But 12 runs, they'll get.
Yeah.
Williamson is there.
Williamson, yeah, the master.
Williamson is there, 12 needed. How many overs remaining?
I think they've got 9 balls remaining.
12 of 9.
12 of 9, 3 wickets.
Acha, chalo. Let's be back in exactly 2 minutes. 2 minutes we're back. We're ending this live stream, coming back in the next stream in exactly 2 minutes. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you.
Vanakkam. Yep.